Good evening, friends. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler, and this is Cosmic Connections for your week. And we have a lot to talk about that goes beyond the week because we are on the 11th hour of the day before, hours before, as a matter of fact, of the solar annular eclipse to be seen across the northern parts of so many countries, Russia, Greenland, Europe, and the US. Hey, Melody, welcome. Hi. And please do share, my dear friends, because sharing is caring. And I'll be talking, of course, about what the eclipse will be meaning for you individually and in a collective way. And very happy to join with Melissa and Patricia and Kat. And Devil is watching, Mr. Fazuli. Hi, Reverend Deborah Jocko. Hello, Krista. Good evening, my dear friends. So this is a big event. That's not every day we have an eclipse. And I'm going to give you a little, scientific explanation for a moment. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Jan. So there's three types of eclipses. We have total eclipses, like the so-called Great American Eclipse of August. Oh, how quickly she forgets. August 21st of 2017. I actually journeyed to Charleston to see the amazing total eclipse back then. We're going to have another one in 2024, but we'll be talking about that at a different date. And we have partial eclipses, and we have annular. Now, the word annular means ring in Latin. So this is why we're calling it the Ring of Fire. I really wanted to get Johnny Cash's song on in the background, the Ring of Fire. If my son was in the room, he'd sing it for you, okay? You know this song, right? My love burns, burns, burns. That's the type of eclipse we're going to have. But from an astrological point of view, I'm super excited because we have been in the throes of polarity since June 5th of 2020. We've been in the throes of cancel culture and you be bad and I'm good and let's fight. This is the last of these eclipses in Gemini Sagittarius. So we'll be talking about other things other than what we've been talking about. Trust me, friends, when we get to November. And so this polarity is represented by the Gemini North Node. And this eclipse is in Gemini. It's the 19th degree of Gemini. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. And so where it falls in your chart, that part of the chart is lighting up like a Christmas tree. If you don't know where it falls in your chart, I'm going to give you some resources. I know many of you are listening from the premier Facebook page on the globe. I'll just say that, of which I am a proud Agent 56 with the CIA. And if you're an astrological if you have an astrology interest of any sort, I would check out their offerings. They have amazing memberships. They have astrologers from across the globe. It really is a community global enterprise. And there are different various memberships and so forth. And so you're very welcome to learn all about what the CIA, and I love saying that, has to offer you. And there are different sites across the astrological universe that can provide you with a chart, myself included. If you go to my website, Cassandra Joan Butler, on the front page, there's a little slot that says explore your chart, which takes you to a site. So some of you might be brand new to astrology. Please understand, it is so much more than your sun sign. It's a beautiful language of the universe. It's a beautiful cosmic connection that we have, as above, so below. Every moment has meaning, not just places, but moments. So I could just wax poetic about the wonders of astrology. It's been in my world since I've been 9 years old. No kidding, 9 years old, but a practicing astrologer when I was a little bit more mature. Well, in any case, dear friends, welcome Dawn and Anne-Marie and John and Lisa. Nice to see a lot of friends here in the room and from all over the world. So I appreciate you being here tonight. The eclipse is an opportunity to kind of supercharge our lives, to really reinvent ourselves. They're portals of change. Now, the last eclipse we had on the 26th of May, which was called various, understandings, the pink super moon, lunar eclipse, full moon. Traditionally, in astrology, we learn that the full moon eclipses often stir the pot up emotionally. And we're still technically under the auspices of that lunar eclipse. So now we get to take all the wonders that we've learned in the past 2 weeks as of tomorrow and make some choices and reboot, restart our computer called our mind. And why the mind? Because Gemini is the energy which reflects the way we think, the way we communicate, the way we speak, the way we negotiate, the way we network. These are all Gemini considerations. The way we interact with the world. And quite frankly, if you think about it, our voice and our hands, which are also body parts of Gemini, are our connecting tools with the world, including our lungs. So as we move past the solar eclipse, and wherever you are in the world, there are wonderful websites which will give you the exact moment. I'm going to give you a little bit more information on that in just this moment. All right. So, for example, and you're hearing me from Buffalo, New York, by the way. Big, beautiful Buffalo tourist town that it is. Born and raised here. Oh, yeah, I've lived elsewhere too. But, I think a lot of the Buffalonians here in the room will attest to this. Buffalo is, of all the cities, major cities in the United States, is the one city where people often return. The eternal return city. It's not the eternal city, but it's the eternal return city. People leave, they come back like rubber bands. And I came and left 4 times, and I just bounced right back to this lovely grounded city. Well, it works well with my chart. What can I say? Weather notwithstanding, although it's really warm here today. So in any case, dear friends, in Buffalo, it begins around 5:24, and that also includes New York City, by the way, and Toronto. Around 5:24 tomorrow morning, it peaks around 5:32. And theoretically, if you have those great glasses, my gosh, I can't find mine. Those cool solar eclipse glasses, they sell them. They sold them. They sold out back in the Great American Eclipse back in 2017. But if you have them, dust them off and use those, please. You know this from grade school. Do not look into the sun. Trust me. Go to one of the sites online and see the play-by-play, right? So that's it starts really early as sun rises in this neck of the woods. To be seen across the northern parts of the world. And again, it's annular because a ring is formed because the moon is most at its distant point. It's not a total eclipse, right? And of course, the moon positions itself between the earth and the sun. So the sun, and there's an ecliptic, the moon moves across, and it's circular, and it's central, and that's why it looks like a ring. Astrologically, I think there should be more research on the different effects. I mean, there's tons of amazing astrologers out there. I'm so privileged to either know or have studied under or have read their books that can also explain that certain eclipses follow certain cycles, Saros cycles. So some of the same eclipses that we're enjoying in our lifetime date back centuries and centuries and centuries, and they have some themes attached to them as well. So there's you can get very analytical and very specific about the types of eclipses. But for our purposes, for this Reader's Digest version of astrology tonight, we're just going to say this. We can reboot our mind and our thinking. Become aware of the way you're being manipulated by what you say and how you think, because that's been the general consensus, the collective experience of the past year. You see, the lunar nodes, node meaning lunar node means the moon, represents the collective group heart, or not group think. This is about thinking, but the collective group emotional experience about certain times. So that is very analytically and research derived. You can find, and I do that all the time with my eclipse classes, you can find themes every 18 and a half years with the passing of the similar eclipse cycle. All right. So, again, big hello. You guys have been coming into the room. So I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I've seen some new faces and some old dear friends. Thank you. Thank you. And please, if you'd be so kind, is to share this in process. So we want to get the word out that we can reboot ourselves. We can consciously rethink and change some way in which we're processing cognition, my friends. Cognition, selective, discriminating, discerning thoughts. We have it in our power to do this. And at the new moon solar eclipse that occurs tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time, around 5 o'clock in the morning, and it peaks until 7, we have the ability to think about thinking and make some choices. And really, who do we talk to most of all? Ourselves. What is your self-talk that you would like to eliminate? Oh, you big old, fill in the blanks. And a lot of that self-talk that's negative comes from whom? Probably people who didn't mean to hurt you. Oftentimes our first caregivers, our parents, our teachers, our culture, certainly our news media. And so to become discriminating with how we're thinking, that's one of the lessons, and that's one of the offerings of this particular solar eclipse, right? And also ways to work with the breath. I'm going to be taping a little bit of meditation late tonight after I'm talking to you, because I have a couple clients yet tonight. By the way, I don't know about you, but here's the question for the night. Has anyone felt overwhelmed? No, scratch that word. Has anyone been thinking too many thoughts, jumping around, feeling overwhelmed, stressed, coming from cognition in the past week, feeling you can't focus? I know I'm singing to the choir because half the people who are coming in here are at least acquainted with spiritual ways to reboot yourself using meditation. Well, in any case, I'm going to tape a little meditation because I don't trust myself to be up to watch the eclipse. I don't have my glasses, because I have a lot of work to do between now, tonight, and tomorrow, because tomorrow evening you're all invited. Well, maybe not all of you, because I would be up for 5 hours, but I'm doing my my Thursday offering class, of course, on the solar eclipse, and you're welcome to go to that. Okay. Some people are saying 100% overloaded. I've been a little bit more calm. Heck yes. I like the calm, actually. I don't know if the person, I mentioned your name, Jen, but if you've been feeling more calm, I wonder, Jen, or if people have been feeling more calm, if your Mercury, your mind planet, is actually at birth in a retrograde formation. Because this is very anecdotal after looking at hundreds and hundreds of thousands of charts. I have found that oftentimes when people are born with Mercury retrograde in their chart, when Mercury is retrograde, they actually have a better time of it. Oh, yes, my friends. The ruler of Gemini is Mercury, the great connector, the great trickster, the messenger of the gods, Hermes, the guy with a little wings on top of his head and on top of his feet. And it's the archetypal reference to going between the worlds, the messages to the gods. Mercury at this moment has been retrograde. So that's what makes this particular solar eclipse even more powerful, because you may be finding yourselves going back in time and reconsidering and thinking about the good old days and the people that you have not been in communication with. Okay. Oh boy, I left that person in a lurch. I ghosted that person, or that person ghosted me. And oh my gosh, I left things unsaid. The solar eclipse, I think, gives us an opportunity in the next couple of weeks to maybe reacquaint or reconnect with those loose ends in our lives on a personal level. It also, I do believe, represents a time for us to reconsider some plan or goal or dream relative to Gemini that we had to put on the back burner. So what's a Gemini goal? Teaching, writing, speaking, networking, philosophizing, thinking. I'm repeating myself. Selling. Some of you are salespeople. And the usual astrological advice is, please don't sign contracts during a Mercury retrograde. But you know what, my dear friends, I'm not going to get suspicious or superstitious, I should say, about that. Sometimes life happens. You have to do what you have to do during a Mercury retrograde. But when it is a time, thank you for sharing, Paula. Bless you. Melody's saying, yeah, the worst school year late. Yes, teaching, of course, is a Gemini profession, right? And okay, some nightmares. Oh, Melody, please be aware that we're going to be doing our dream class at some point. I'll probably do it. I don't know why I'm going to do it. I love doing the dream class, Melody. Keep that in the back of your mind, because a lot of times when we have a series of dreams with themes with them, our chart is going to reflect what's happening when we're unconscious. Why wouldn't it? Right? If astrology works, it's going to work when we're asleep as well as when we're awake, on a subtle, unconscious level. Alrighty. I'm so sorry to hear that, Sherry Ann. Let us all please send some healing to our Sherry Ann, who just lost her husband suddenly. Yeah, that's a huge life event. My condolences to you. Prayers and healing your way, sweetie. Okay. All right, Claudette is talking about going to a wonderful summit on intuitive medicine, and she's learning, taking it in like a sponge. How awesome is that? Your Mars and True Node were retrograde when you were born. Yeah, retrogrades, Diana, are not something to be shunned. They're something to always, like with everything in astrology, to work with, right? And I'm sorry to hear about that, Henry. There's a lot of emotions in the big room, a lot of emotions that churn up, because technically we're still under the auspices of the full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. Last week and the week before, my dear friends, I was talking a lot about truth coming out, and that's still coming out. The truth of the collective, right? I mentioned some of the big stories, right, of last week, when we had the lunar eclipse effects, such as the emails from Dr. Fauci, which, I don't know about you, I don't have all the time in the world to read every single email, but there was an email blast which indicated that he, like any human, was reconsidering what he was saying out there publicly, right? Okay, we can change our mind. That's the beauty of Mercury and Gemini, because we have two minds that we can change back and forth between, right? The left and the right, the intuitive and the logical. So truth has been coming out in all accords, relative to COVID, relative to different treatment plans and the infrastructure of how to control it. Relative truth concerning one of my favorite topics, the ultimate question: are we alone on this planet? So we know that U.S. senators are, they're doing the Gemini thing. They're reconsidering and redoing all this stuff about UFOs. unidentified aerial phenomena. That's the new word. But anyway, this is like so odd to have all this truth being revealed. And with the eclipse, I think it's still truth on the outer world, but I think it's more personal for us individually to dig in deeply to identify how we think, why we think what we think, and to own our own authentic ideas. So please, before you go to bed tonight, wherever you are on the globe, do a little word affirmation for clarity, clarity in your life. What will be the next step that you will be taking? You can reboot things. You can reignite things in your life. And that's what a solar eclipse is about. And I was taught that the solar eclipse theme stays with us until the next eclipse. So we have a lunar eclipse in November and a solar eclipse in December of this year. So this is the second half. Can you believe this? 2021 is almost half over. So this next 6-month period, friends, get your mind straight. Own your own thinking. Reconsider what you believe. And the other thing about Gemini energy, it's considered to be the energy of the now. Play, replay, reread, or go and get our favorite book, Eckhart Tolle's The Now. Become aware of your life's moments to moments. If you're not familiar with Eckhart Tolle, he wrote a seminal book, I think it was probably about 20 years ago, maybe during the last Gemini North Node. I think it was actually. Anyway, the power of now is one of the gifts of Gemini, to be in the now. That in this moment, we can't change the future or the past. So one of the gifts, one of the teachings of the great Hermes is to be present in the eternal now. So that's something else to play with in your own way, your own spiritual meditation, your own spiritual reflection over the eclipse. Let's talk about the eclipse chart. The eclipse chart, from an astrological point of view, is quite interesting. Like I said, Mercury is retrograde, and Mercury is attached to the eclipse itself. They're all lined up, Sun, Moon in the ecliptic, and Mercury. So it's really shining as like a neon sign saying, think, friends, think, rethink, redo, reconsider. But you might go into the past think. So that's one of the themes. We have Mars opposite Pluto. Another question for you for your consideration. Mars is an instinctual energy that wants what it wants when it wants it. Mars is often considered to be the anger planet, and its opposite in the sky, Pluto, the volcano. So we may be feeling somewhere in our life, enough is enough. I'm going to explode unless I channel my energy in this particular situation. And I say, go for it. Don't explode at a person. Use that instinctual Mars energy to get some job done. Better yet, take to the gym and work out. Get your physical body pumping up with the iron. Getting the iron going, surging through your body on those red corpuscles. So that's Mars opposite Pluto. It does have a little bit of a prone to enough is enough, and it can be channeled, unfortunately, in blow-ups or arguments, depending on where you find Capricorn and Cancer in your chart. So keep that in the back of your mind. There might be inexplicable anger, rageful even, sessions among some of us. So be aware of that. It's very volatile. We have Vesta square Juno. Now, I work with the feminine asteroids and some other asteroids as well. Vesta is the expression of our spiritual practices. A square is tension. Juno is the partnership energy. So I wonder, another thing for you to ruminate on, if some of you have been saying to yourself, again, Gemini, new moon, solar eclipse, Mercury retrograde, saying to yourself, I really like that person, but they might not share the same spiritual beliefs as I do. So maybe I'll put them at a distance, or better yet, I think a very concrete use of this square would be to find a compromise. Find a compromise just because someone does not believe or practice faith or spirituality the way you do. Perhaps you can find a compromise, because that square can be a little prickly in our relationships. So see if that comes up in your human affairs. We also have Uranus exactly conjunct Ceres. Ceres, the goddess of the grain, is right next to Uranus. I've been hearing some reports on this, not a lot, but the energy in the room with Uranus conjunct Ceres narrative might run something like this. Oh my, I wonder how the crops will be. I wonder how the growing season will be. Ceres represents food. Uranus represents unexpected changes. That might be relative to weather, of course, or it might be just relative to other factors that are outside of our control. So perhaps Uranus conjunct Ceres might create a little bit of worry about food, using it and channeling it in a positive way, in a simple way. Hey, go out to a different restaurant and try something different. Go out to your favorite grocery store and buy some ingredients from a different land, a different culture, and try something different. Do something different with your routine, with your nutrition. So that's how I would read that. The Sabian symbol of our beautiful solar eclipse is, speaking of food, a modern cafeteria displaying an abundance of food, which are products from various regions. That makes me think of like a co-op, a Saturday morning co-op somewhere, a flea market or something, I don't know. But in any case, that's the Sabian symbol, the word picture for this particular degree of our solar eclipse. Interpret it as you will, but my sense about this is that this solar eclipse is offering us opportunities to nurture ourselves differently, a cornucopia of different tools out there. If you've been wanting to do X, Y, or Z to make you healthier, to be more nurtured and have nutrition as well, the eclipse is inviting us to do that with that degree. The degree right over it, in other words, the degree of a modern cafeteria displaying wares and different foods, that is our solar eclipse degree. The degree right after it, and sometimes that blends, because these are, a lot of things in astrology are blending, right? There's not hard and fast rules, at least the way I practice it. The next degree is a tumultuous labor demonstration. I was talking to a good friend today, and they were saying, I'm feeling that people are feeling so dissatisfied with everything, and people are getting angrier and angrier about I said, that very well may be, and I trust whatever intuition you might have about that. But people are at odds with various governments across the world as we're trying to maintain this balance. But please keep in mind, the astrology perfectly has given us examples of the dichotomy between hearing one thing and it not always being true through the channels of governments, lies in other words, and in contrast to our own intuition about things. That's been a theme for the past year that only happens every 18 years, right? So the theme is going to change depending upon the eclipse cycle that we're in. All right, so I'm going to say hello to you guys and get some comments from you. All right. Hi, Hannah. Wow, how awesome. From Virginia. Wait. Oh. Wait. Oh. Hannah, honey, I have to talk to you about that. I'm very sad to hear that, sweetheart. I'm going to get upset about that, what you just shared with us, Hannah, if I understood you correctly. Okay. All right, I have to give you a call. My deepest condolences, Hannah. Big hugs to you, sweetheart. Stephen, you're never late, Linda. You're always perfectly here at the right time. Oh, my energy is good. Thank you, Jen. I am feeling well. Thank you. What's been going on in my life is that I've tackled a lot of big projects that I've had on my bucket list. I'm not exaggerating at all. Since 2008. You know how long ago 2008 was? And I finally got around to doing some of these projects. And they're coming to a completion. And part of that has to do with Pluto. Pluto's in my 4th house. I feel like I'm taking back my life after a long sleep. But that's not all about me, right? I'm a Libra rising. All of you Libra risings out there and all you Libra people, you may have noticed a lot of changes in your life in the past, 12 years. Or then. Also you Capricorns. Whoops, I'm getting off focus. I want to be here now. I'm doing the Gemini thing. I'm talking about Mercury and Gemini, and I'm going all over the place. Let's be here now. We have a lot more to cover, my friends. Okay. JoJo has been trying cooking new things. That's perfect, JoJo, because it's talking about the Sabian symbol, the modern cafeteria, right? And wow. Oh my gosh, Samia. Oh, losing. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your mom's passing from the vax. Oh my Lord, I'm so sorry to hear that. Whoa. Thank you for sharing, Miss Deb. I don't know what to say. I think it's important, Samia, to I'm not going to say anything tried. I just, my heart's with you. My heart's with you. Okay. I just realized that was a good lesson. Sometimes we all talk too much. Gemini and Mercury are the rulers of words. And sometimes words do not convey. Sometimes words, no. I'm gonna make a statement right here, guys. A word is nothing more than a symbol. The vibration you're hearing from wherever you are on the planet is a symbol of what I'm trying to express. But what I'm trying to express to you all is that I deeply care about using astrology to help as many people as possible, because it's been the number one help for me and my family and my loved ones and my clients these many 30 years. Because I have discovered, and I think most astrologers would say this, that there's something of an order or a logic or an elegance in the world. Again, every word that we say, think, write, or speak are symbols of something else. And I'm sure there's some philosophers in the room. There's something to do with the philosophy of using words. There's a certain limitation to them. And so that, again, is one of the lessons of the solar eclipse, to sometimes leave the words behind and go to not the, to go to the experience itself. For example, I often say that the experience of the numinous, of divinity, of that which makes your heart sing, bliss, art, music, you can't always put that into a proper expression using the limitation of words. And I think another lesson of the solar eclipse is the limitation of words. And don't trust anything, research everything, rethink everything, use both parts of your mind. And the other thing about an eclipse, any eclipse, especially a solar eclipse, is that the light, the fundamental light that keeps everything and everyone alive on this planet disappears for a few moments and then reappears. What a miraculous fabulous event is that? And so now you see it, now you don't. And think of our forefathers and foremothers, all of our ancestries of the humankind who became terrified when they saw the lights go out in the sky. And yet they would do their rituals like we perhaps will tomorrow morning, our prayers, and have the faith that the cosmos, that the creator universe, creator God, will come back, will resume in the face of something disappearing. So sometimes eclipses aren't always happy. Sometimes eclipses do take certain things away or allow you to see things in a new light. So there's a lot of richness with the symbolism of any eclipse, but this one's about the Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was made flesh. So words are symbols, but words matter. Words matter, and I think it starts with each of us individually. Watch what you say to yourself. We all probably have explored and experimented with affirmations, prayers. Watch what you say to you on the day-to-day basis. It's really important with the solar eclipse. And we have a cornucopia, cafeteria style of lots of choices coming up. So download, my dear friends, download at this eclipse brink all the things you want to change in your life to really enjoy the moment of the eclipse. We're pre-eclipse now, between now and wherever the eclipse takes place in your neck of the woods. Empty out your mind, become an empty vessel in order to receive information and guidance that's going to bring you back into your path, maybe a path that you put aside 18 years ago, because these eclipses have some resemblance to what was happening in 2002. Okay, so that's that. Let's get a little bit more specific. I just love talking to you. Look how the day is flying. We got to do some mediumship yet. And we have to do some thank you presents. Some sharing is caring. So every time you share this, please do. Or please like my Facebook page. Or please subscribe to my YouTube. There's so much, this social media thing, it's too much, isn't it? Oh my gosh. If I spent what I should be spending, I would never see my clients. And that's my number one thing. So sometimes I'm a little lax in the social media department. So I'm too busy talking to you. But I'd rather talk to you than anything else. Well, maybe, yeah, pretty much anything else. I love my work. All right, the winner of a Sabian symbol report, and these are giving to people who share this in process, and I take note of all the people who share. You're very, 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 very grateful. Is Debbie Brophy, Brophy. Debbie, are you in the room? Okay, darling. Reach out to me. I'll reach out to you, and you'll get your Sabian symbol report, which is an esoterically derived word pictures of our planetary things. Okay. Stephanie, I just said your comment. You are very funny. Thank you. Congratulations, Debbie. Oh, I've been hanging out in Buffalo, New York. That's what I've been doing. Love Buffalo. A lot of cool things happening in Buffalo, like a big eclipse in April 2024. More on that later. I can only do one thing at a time. So if you are an Aries, now I'm going to go through all the signs. Oh, by the way, do you like my eclipse pendant? Isn't that gorgeous? One of my clients made that for me to honor the Great American Eclipse of 2017. And I try to get in touch with her to get her website up. But maybe I'll do that next week. I'll ask her permission. But she's a beautiful artist in Rochester, New York. She does wonderful ceramics, and I'm going to give her a shout out for that. All right, friends. If you're Aries or Aries rising, the eclipse is triggering, guess what? Your mind, your third house, your ability to communicate and speak and share. And you may find you being inspired to take care of and be with and communicate with your siblings in a new way, even if they're no longer in the planet. Write a letter to your siblings who may no longer be incarnate and make peace with them. This is about the siblings or neighbors, by the way. If you're Taurus or Taurus rising, this eclipse is asking you to take a look at your self-worth and value. And my dear Taurus friends, if you are in a position, a job, a circumstance of which you're just biding your time and making money to get by, you might the result of the eclipse might be for you to say, man, I could do other things. Do a litany of all your wonderful skills and talents, Taurus. So perhaps you can change. I'm getting so excited. My glasses are getting all steamed up. You guys are steaming up my glasses. Make a new wish for your finances, Taurus, with this eclipse. Gemini, all eyes are on you, or if you're Gemini rising, you're able to come into the light in a new way with greater charisma, greater sense of courage, a greater sense of confidence. The big 3 C's, courage, charisma, and confidence for our Gemini brothers and sisters, or if you're Gemini rising. Cancer or Cancer rising, this eclipse will be triggering within you. I know someone was talking, I think it was Jen, talking about dreams, or Melody. Your dream life, your unconscious life, Cancer, might become richer with this eclipse. Do more meditation, retreat, nap. Your napping is your work time during the eclipse. Okay, so don't be any guiltiness about that for the Cancers. Leo or Leo rising, this energy is asking you to explore and examine who your true friends are, and you'll be able to reignite and reboot and reconsider who your best buddies are with friends. Virgo or Virgo rising, the eclipse is asking you to really look at how you are a leader in the world, how you want to maybe change up your career, how you want to do your career better, and people will be really attracted to the way you're helping them. So trust those leadership skills if you are a Virgo. For Libra or Libra rising, this energy is asking you to consider travel, writing, speaking, doing something in the media. That's for our Libra friends. Scorpio or Scorpio rising, the eclipse is triggering your sense of empowerment. When I say empowerment, I mean the ability to discern between what you need and what you want, and the ability to let go of things and situations that no longer serve you, to kind of become more of an empty vessel, Scorpio. Connect with your spiritual, psychological, internal power. For Sagittarius or Sagittarius rising, this eclipse is triggering your relationships. You might meet someone if you're looking for someone to meet, or you might look into the eyes of a 50-year-old friendship and say, man, there's things about this person I don't know, and I've come to appreciate them on a deeper level. That's what's beautiful about a relationship, because we're all always changing. All of us are always changing. You can be the same person for a lifetime and not get bored, theoretically. Anyway, Sagittarius, this is about your relationships. If you're Capricorn or Capricorn rising, pay attention to your health. The eclipse is helping you reboot how you're taking care of yourself. Yes, the exercise and the eating better and the connecting with your yoga or your movement. It's an imperative for the Capricorns to do that. Aquarius or Aquarius rising, this eclipse is asking you to have some fun, to connect with your inner child, to connect with your inner joy, and just have a ball. Find the things that give you joy with this eclipse. And they might be things from the past because Mercury's retrograde. Pisces or Pisces rising, where do you want to live? That is the question. And the eclipse will give you the answer, Pisces. It will give you insight about where you want to be, where you want to feel safe. Maybe it's time to consider a move. Maybe it's just time to change the draperies in your home. Whatever that means to you, Pisces, the eclipse will straighten things out in the domestic or home front. Alrighty. We did our drawing, and now we get to do our mediumship. I always do 2 messages for 2 different people. And how I do this, friends, if you're new to this, I use my finger, I close my eyes. That's the only fair way I can think about doing this. And I scroll up and down. And if you set a comment, I'll just randomly pick you. And it's very random. And I apologize for not being able to give everyone messages. Although I will say I will do a message night on summer solstice coming up. And you're all invited to do that. And I have to limit that and see how we can do a message night online, which is fun to do. I am a medium as well as an astrologer. But what you really need to know about me is that I'm a Libra rising, Scorpio moon. Why did I say that? I'm not a Scorpio moon. I'm getting a tad tired. I've got to reboot. Let me reboot for a moment. Virgo moon and Scorpio sun. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words to be filled with love and light and truth, inspiration and healing for our highest, for our best, as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. Closing the eyes, and my fingers do the walking here. Okay. All right. Diana Robinel. Diana Robinel. I think it's a French last name. It's Diana with a Y. Now, so Diana, if you're still in the room, I'll be able to give you a message. It's Diana Robinel. So please say hi to make sure I know you're in the room. Diana Robinel. She was there a little while ago. Diana. Oh, yes. Okay, great. So this is how it works, my dear. I let spirit work through me, and yeah. Okay. Diana, as I'm tuning into your energy, the first thing that's coming to mind is that you have gone through a lot of detachment, positive, healthy detachment with family members over the course of the past year and a half. It feels like there might be a child, I believe it's your child, maybe a stepchild who got married and who are going on to their new life. It just feels that you're going through the steps, Diana, that are very healthy to allow them to do what they need to do and allow yourself to fill in the spaces with new awareness about yourself. Okay, thank you for giving me the feedback, sweetie. And as you're doing this, where are you from, by the way, Diana? And feel free to tell me where you're from. I love it. Oh, you're a regular at Lilydale. Lovely. I'll be teaching a lot at Lilydale this year. I'm so blessed to do that. I love Lilydale. For those of you who do not know about Lilydale, come on down to upstate New York. We'll put you up. I'm serious. If you're in, Australia, our beautiful Julia of the CIA was down at Lilydale. That was a blessed time in 2018. Sorry, I'm jumping around, Diana. I'm seeing you say goodbye to these children. And so now you are, it's like you are going through a second birth of yourself. And it's like I'm getting the image of a deer, little wobbly, just being born, little wobbly legs. And I'm getting deer with you. I'm not sure there's deer wherever you may live, but I'm feeling that, like with animal speaks, deer is a very gentle image I'm giving to you. I'm also seeing crows with you. I think there might be some attachment or interest in native indigenous people and working with herbs and working with scents. I'm getting scents, perhaps doing some aromatherapy, that you're exploring different things that, and they are all making sense to you because they're opening up your third eye. You are becoming a lot more intuitive, Diana. And it's been in bits and parts because you've had the responsibility of caretaking and being the hostess with the mostess. But now you're liking and enjoying spending more time with your studies and by yourself and in nature. Does that make sense? Oh, well, you are. Oh, how cool is that? Wow. Isn't spirit cool? I am not taking credit for that. Okay. You're a medicinal herbalist, right? Wise watchers. That's great. Well, from my intuitive heart to yours, Diana, you're on the right path. God bless you. If you have a website, put it up on here. We can all share, guys. I'm good with that. Share. Sharing is caring. Diana is doing her medicinal herbalist. Wow. I should give you a call. Okay. All right. I was seeing that Gardner there too. Maybe I'll see you during the summer, Diana. I didn't know you were here in Western New York. That's so cool. Love you too. God bless you. Leave you in peace. Thank you. All right. We do one more person. Yeah, I'm kind of fired up, guys. It's guess where the eclipse is in my chart. Well, I already told you what I am, so you can figure that out pretty easily. The eclipse is in my 9th house. All right, and then we're going to go to Jen Davis. Jen Davis, are you still in the room, honey? Are you still in the room? Jen N. Davis. Jen Davis. Jen Davis. Jen Davis. Jenny Davis. Are you here there? 1, 2, 3. Where's our Jenny? Okay. All right. Jen Davis. Good night, Anne-Marie. Hi, Bishop Lee. Hi, Catherine Danielle. I'm not Davis. All right, Jen. I'm going to give you 2 more seconds, Jen, and then I pick another person. Hi, Rose. Hello. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Jen. Okay. All right, one more time. I don't know how to do this, but we're going to have to do some other avenue. All right. Lynn B, are you there? Lynn B. I'm waiting here for Lynn B. Thank you for coming in from Omaha, Nebraska. I lived in St. Louis. Had a great opportunity to live there, Sarah. So kind of close to Omaha. Thanks for being here. Lynn, as I'm tuning into your energy, my dear, I'm feeling that you are working with your spine. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if you've had some back issues. I'm not sure if you're working with yoga. I should work with my spine. Sometimes unfortunately, I slouch a lot. So I'm really wanting to come up into a more graceful seated up position with you, Lynn. And as you're opening up your chest, you're doing a lot more breathing exercises. I'm getting very kinesthetic type of message for you. It's like I'm feeling this in my body that I want to stretch and move. And it's all about recovery and feeling that you're in this new position in your life that you have to really work hard to work on the physicality, but you're doing it. And you're more disciplined than ever to do what you need to do. And as you are moving through, Lynn, I'm also become aware. I believe this is it's almost like a sister-like spirit, and not necessarily your biological sister, but someone from the other side of life who is like a sister to you. She even resembled you, but I don't feel like she's a biological sister. And she may have been 10 or 15 years older than you when she passed, and she's coming in with a great deal of love and hugs and a tremendous sense of pride for your struggles and your ability to overcome things. She was a very pretty person. You are a very pretty person. So these are the words she's giving me. But she's saying that her heart is beautiful as yours is. But she, something about the heart. I'm not sure that she passed by heart, but she's showing me a heart pendant. And she's saying that you're really working on forgiveness. That's the other piece of what you're working on. With someone who did you wrong in a relationship, and that by cutting the ties is not enough. You have to forgive them to help you heal and to stretch and to open up your heart in a new way. All right. So I hope that made sense to you, dear Lynn. All right. And I think we're at time. We started at 8:05. We actually started at 8:07, but now it's 9:05. Okay. Um, my dear friends, I want to thank you for being here tonight. And I'm excited for this eclipse. Please know that each and every one of us on this planet, on this beautiful experience that we call Earth, you're welcome, Lynn, are totally interconnected. My friend Dennis just popped up, and he made me remember a venture he and I and many other people in Buffalo, New York did. I think it was 30 years ago, Dennis, the Network of Light. And when I think about astrology, I think about the light that emanates from all the different planetary archetypal energies out there that are always helping us and helping guide us and helping us become more whole and more clear in our evolution. And the eclipse is one more big breakthrough time for us all. So if you want to learn more, I'm going to be doing my class tomorrow, but I think I'll have some time, regardless if you come to the class. I always have to get those, that's my little commercial. I'm going to put something on my YouTube channel. I'm behind and all that. But whatever it is, you don't have to be awake for it. Do an affirmation for yourself. Ask for clarity. Ask for inner guidance. And please, above all, watch your words. Words matter. And most of all, trust your own words. Don't allow interference. We're all like little radio receivers, and we want to have clear channels as we move forward. We are living in exciting times. We truly are. As stressful and as challenging as they may be, we are living in holy times. So I'll leave that with you. God bless you all, and have a great solar eclipse tomorrow. And we'll see you next week, God willing. Bye-bye.